So let's review on the cube. So what did we say about the cube? I know it's somewhere. Okay. So if we cubic patterns of perfect or perfect cubes. Okay. You guys seeing that? Is it clear? Okay, so what did we say about the patterns? So what did we say about the cubic patterns? So we say so that's correct. Remember. So we say if you have a cube of plus one cube, then to factorize this one quickly, then it is equals to a plus b a square minus a right. Then a cube minus b cube equals to a minus b a square plus m plus b square. That is how we factorize. If these are perfect, these are not perfect cubes. So if they are perfect squares, so these are cubes. If they are perfect squares, then the first one is a square minus b square. This one is a difference of squares, right? So this is similar to a minus b, a plus. Now, if we have a square minus 2ab plus b square, then to factorize this completely, if that one is a perfect square, then this is similar to a minus b square. Or this is the same as a minus b, a minus. Okay. Then number 3, a square plus 2ab plus b square is equals to a plus b or a plus b. So those are perfect squares. So we can say these are squares. So if you're given an equation and then you solve factorize. But if you're given an expression and then you solve factorize completely, to factorize completely.
Did you see what I wrote over there? Brown, Alison.
Okay. So what was the steps of factorizing? So number one, say you do. The GCF. If it is what? If it is there, right? So if GCF is there, greatest common factor is there, then you need to factorize that first. Number two, if it is a binomial, that is one. If it is a trinomial, and if it is of more than 3, then you need to know how to do it. So if it is a binomial is like this, right? So if it is a binomial, then you either use it's either what is this? Difference of squares. It's either this one, yeah. It's either this, or it's either when we have, let's say, ax squared plus bx plus c. Okay. So when the coefficient of x squared is not 1. So when the coefficient of x squared is not 1, then we use the SC. You still remember that? Okay. So first of all, you do what? You factor out this here. The next one, look at it. Is it a binomial? So if it is a binomial, then say that the first one or the second one. So if we have this of this form, sorry, I'm talking about trinomial. This is trinomial. This one trinomials. So this is a binomial. Is it this? So by 2. So if it is this one, first of all, you look at it. If it is of this form, then you write it like that. So if it is a difference of squares, you write it like this. If it is not a difference of squares, then you only do what? Factor out the GCF. If you have a class here, then look at it. Are you able to factor out the GCF? I think one of the question was in your homework. Yeah, so you only factor out the what? GCF, the greatest common factor. Now, if it is a trinomial, then it's either this, or again, even if it is a binomial, they're also of this form. So these are also binomials. So you either use these formulas here. Okay. So this, and this one is a binomial. Okay. So these are binomials. So these are trinomials. This one this one, and the third one is for this four. For this one. So let's say this one is the third one. Now, if it is of this form, and it is definitely this one is not perfect, then you use the AC method.
So the AC method is for trinomials.
Yeah, it's for the trinomials. It's for the trinomials. So the AC method is where this is A and this one is C. So A and this one is C. So the product is AC. The sum is what? Is equals to the sum. Are we together? Okay. Now, if it is a trinomial, use or it's either a perfect square also, or this one. And for this, you use the what? Base. Now, if it is more than 3, like once you have expanded, let's say this, using the AC method, then it becomes what? 4 of them, right? So you now do what? You now do. You now do. So you group them. So once you group them, then you can factor out the greatest common factor. You can come back to Are we together? So those are the steps of factorizing and expression. So this is actually expression. Now, once we finish that expression, then we come now to the equation. Now, if it is this, let's say A, x squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. Yeah. So if you're told to solve this, solve this. So what you do first is to factorize completely. You factorize completely. Once you factorize completely using these steps, then the values that you get there, you equate to what? To 0. You equate to 0. Now, let's say you factorize this one completely, and you get these values. So these values here, a minus b, a plus b, is equals to what? 0. Equals to 0. Now, this comes to what we call the zero product. The zero product problem, whereby say if a minus b equals to 0, in this case a minus b equals to 0, or a plus b is equals to what? A plus b is equals to 0. So in this case, our a equals to b, or our a equals to minus what? So in Newton, then we write this one, A equals to A equals to B, comma 1. And it's are we together after that? Any question? Any question up to that? Any question up to that? So that is covering section 6.2, section 6.4, and then this one is section 6.5a. Section 6.5a. Section 6.5a, which is the zero product. Any questions?
Okay. Now let's do one example on section 6.5a to prove what we have done here. I think we had done some of the examples. So let's see which example we did not do. So let's say we have okay, let's look at an example here. So solve negative 9y cubed plus 16y equals to 0. Solve negative 9y plus 16y equals to 0. How to make solve? So using the steps here. So first of all, you do what? Factor out that z is common. So what is all z is common? So y. So we can factor out y. We can also factor out negative, right? So we can also factor out negative. So we can actually factor out negative what? Negative y. So negative y. So what do we get inside? 9 y square minus what? Is it minus 16? Sorry, minus 16 equals to what? 0, right? Equals to 0, right? Yes.
Every time we do this, there is a negative on that side, is that depend on the first number? Like, that determines the negative sign.
Okay, so we are trying to we actually want to try to factorize. Like in this case, what happens here is if you factor out the negative in this case, then it forms a difference of squares, right? It forms a difference of squares. This is so it actually forms a difference of squares. So we can actually factorize this one. Okay. So we can factorize this one again. That's good. So try to factor out negative if you are able to. So you can factor out negative and any other greatest common factor. So now you get that. So looking at the one which is inside there, then this is a what? A difference of squares, and it is a perfect square. So minus 1, 9. So you don't leave that one. So the one inside here is 3y, right? Square minus this one would be what? 4 square equals to what? Equals to 0. So looking at this is now A, and this one is our okay, or A and our B. So since this one is a difference of squares, then therefore minus y, this will now be 3y minus what? Minus 4, and then you do what? You do what? Square. And the other, not even square, sorry. 3y is a difference of squares. The other one is 3y plus what? Plus 4. 3y plus 4. And this one is equals to what? 6. So you form this. So this is a square, b square is equals to a minus b, a plus c.
So now, in that case, then we use the zero product property. Zero product property, where now it would be minus y equals to 0, or 3y minus 4 equals to 0, or 3y plus 4 equals to what? Equals to 0. Okay, so the zero product property. So therefore, our y will now be 0, or since we divide by negative, right? So you still get 0. Or we take these values to the other side, our y equals to 4 over 1. And then in this case, our y equals to negative 4 over 3. So our solution will now be y equals to 0, 4 over 3, minus 4 over minus 4 over 3. Are we together? Now, here, if you find the variable here is cube, then you should expect to get how many solutions? 3. If it is a square, then you should get how many solutions? If it is a 4, then you should get 4 solutions. Which way? Okay. Any question after that? Any question? So I told you from after the exam one, then it should be harder. So from where we left, then this section should be harder than what we did in the past. So try to increase the time of doing mathematics, okay? So make sure you always create some time every day to do it. So you can take like 3 hours per day to do maths if you have to. Okay, any question? If you don't have any question, then let's now go to section 6.5. Section 6.5. This one is actually the application of what we have done. Application. Okay, section 6.5. So we can do 2 questions there. Actually, it was somewhere last time.
Julie is going to launch a model rocket in the backyard. When she launches the rocket, the function h times t equals -16t squared plus 32t models the height h of the rocket above the ground as a function of time. Find 0 of this function and tells us when the rocket will hit the ground after the launch.
So this is actually a function of what? Function of time. So it's a function. It says the function is that. So ht is the height. So how far will it go for a certain time? Okay. So how far will it go? So actually, if it is 0 here. Put t to be 0, then definitely it's not going anywhere, right? So that distance is what? Is 0. So if you put it 1 here, then minus 16 plus 32, which is equal to 16, right? So once in 1 minute, so you go certain distance. 2 minutes, like that, so it increases. On the above the ground as a function of t. Minus 0 of this function, that tells us when the rocket will hit the ground after this launch. So it is going up, and then it comes down, it comes back. So once it goes up and then it comes back up, what happens to that to the distance? So it's coming back to the same place where you want. So that means it will go and come back. Then coming back, this will now be equal to 1. So this distance will be equal to 1. So we need to get the 0 of this thing. So here, ht equals to negative 16t squared plus 32t. Now it says find the 0 of this function. That tells us when the rocket will hit the ground after it is launched. So you need to read the question first and then to check what they're asking for, what they're looking for. So it says find the 0 of this function. That tells us when the rocket will hit the ground after it is launched. So it goes and then it comes back. So what is that distance? What is the time that will take when it goes from the point 0 and then up there and then it comes back? So what is that 0 of this? So it is now 0 equals to minus 16t squared plus 32t plus 32t. So therefore, we now use these procedures. We now use these steps. So using those steps, then we now factor out the greatest common factor there, which is what? Minus what? 16t, right? And then what remains is what? T plus what? T minus what? Minus 2. T minus 2. Okay? T minus 2. And this one is equal to 0. Now, using the 0 product property, then minus 16t equals to 0, or t minus 2 equals to 0. So our t equals to 0, and our t here is equals to what? 2. So are we going to take t equals to 0 or t equals to 2? Because it was launched, so that means it took some time. And then it came down. So therefore, our t will be equals to 2. So that means the rocket will hit the ground at t equals to 2. They give us the units here. No, so it is only 2. So they did not say in seconds or minutes. Okay. Can you read for us the next one?
Function ht is equal to negative 16t squared plus 32t plus 40. How is the height h of the ball of the function of t? Find the time the ball moves in 30 feet of bump.
Now, this guy threw the ball and ht equals to minus 16t square plus 32t plus 48. Now, what happens when this ball is 48 feet above the ground? What is the time that will take for this one? 8 feet above the ground. So therefore, our ht will now be what? 48 equals to. So it will be now be the h, which is the height that will cover. What time will it take to get to 48 feet? So it will be 48 equals to minus 16t square plus 32t plus 48 plus 48. So therefore, what do we get? So we take this one to the other side. So we still get minus 16t square plus 32t equals to what? 0, which is similar to the first one. So our t equals to what? 2. So our t equals to 2. Any question? So 48 and this 48, it will subtract, right? So when you take 48 to the other side, then it becomes minus 48 here. So 48 minus 48, so it will be minus 16t square plus 32t equals to what? Equals to 0. Equals to 0. Okay. Now, who can read for us number 4? Number 4.
Second line measures 195, final measures, each pair measures in parentheses, separate by column, also separate each pair by parentheses.
So the product of two consecutive odd integers is 195. Find the integers. List each pair of the numbers in parentheses, separate by a comma. Now to separate each pair of the parentheses by a comma. So to get the odd, let's say one is odd, right? To get the next one is odd. What do? You get 3. 3 is odd, right? So you go add 1 plus 2. So to get the third odd is what? There is 3 plus 2, which is what? 5. So if the first one is n, let's say the first one is n. So to get the next one, so the first is n. So the second will be what? N plus what? N plus 2. So the product here, n plus 2 is equals to 195. The product is equals to 195. So in this case, you cannot say n, you cannot say this is a 0 product. You cannot say n is equals to 95 or n plus 2 is equals to 195. That would be very wrong. So you need to do what? You need to expand this. So what do you do? So when you expand this one, you get n squared plus 2n equals to 195, equals to 195. And then you bring 195 here. N squared plus 2n and minus 195 equals to 0. Is this a perfect square? Is this a perfect trinomial? It is not, right? Because there is a minus here. It's a minus. So the
there should not be minus. It should be here. So it is not perfect. So what do you use? We use the AC method. We use the AC method. So we need to get two numbers in which the product is equals to minus 195 and the sum is equals to 2. The product is 195 and the sum is 2. What are the two numbers? What are the two numbers? So 15 and 1 and 13, right? So 15 and 13. So 15, 13. So which one will be negative? So which one will be negative? 13, right? So 13 will be negative. So therefore it will be n square plus 15n minus 13n minus 195 equals to 0. So n plus 15 minus n 13, sorry, n plus 15 equals to what? Equals to 0. Now, taking the greatest common factor again here, so you get n plus 15, n minus 13 is equals to 0. Equals to 0. So therefore, we have n equals to minus 15 or n equals to 13. N equals to 13. So that is the first number. So our first number is n equals to minus 15 in this case, and our second first number is equals to n equals to 13. So what is our next number here? What is n plus 2? So minus 15 plus 2 is what? Negative 13. In this case, n is that n plus 2 is equals to what? 15, right? So we have two of them here. So we have minus 15 minus 13 and 13 and what? And 15. 13 and 15. Are we together? So we have a number, our odd number in the negative sign. That odd number is minus 15. So the next odd number is what? Since we were saying n plus 2, then we add 2. In minus 15 is n plus 2. So minus 15 plus 2 is negative. In the positive side, we have 13. The next number there, which is odd, is what? 15. Which is odd is 15. So those are our numbers there. Any question? So in the next 6 minutes, you can finish that question in a quiz. The last question. You can read it, right? If you have it, finish it. Let's count the last two. Very good to you. The quiz that you got one. I mean, look, the one which has the one which has number 4, which say, use the formula B equals BC plus BC, where B is the distance, T, you have that. The first one say simplify, and then 3 raised to the last 2 something. So let me see. Let's go some. So like it. Okay, so you can try. Any other questions? So you can go and discuss. So you don't do it alone. So you discuss so that you can understand very well. So